Welcome to a new episode of On Campus. I'm your host, Mason Flores. Joined with me today, very special guest, Diego Reyes, new Solano men's basketball head coach. Diego, what drove you to taking this job and what made your decision so easy for you?
First off, thanks for having me. Done this a couple times already. It's always a fun time. But yeah, I've been here the last 3 seasons. Loved every minute of it, from literally practice planning to recruiting, everything, all the grind. It's just something I'm so passionate about. Honestly, the transition's been really easy. I've had my hands in a lot of stuff since the first day I've been here. And when the opportunity, became available, it was a no-brainer. I love the program, love everything we represent as a college. Our athletic department's super supportive. Kind of anything you could ask for from a department, they make it easy for you. And yeah, just hoping to bring back some more success and on the court, off the court to the program, and doing whatever I can to make that happen.
Well, I'm excited for that because, I was telling you off camera, how excited I was for this because basketball is my favorite sport, and I know the most, I think, about basketball and the ins and outs and the schemes and stuff. Mm-hmm. What was your journey like to this point of your life in terms of basketball? What got you into basketball? What was your peak basketball? How did that all transpire?
No, for sure. Grew up playing basketball. Literally since the day I can remember, I had a ball in my hand. Played all the way through high school. After high school, played at Mendocino College. That's kind of probably the high point of my playing career.
Yeah.
Started there 2 seasons. Really worked there. That junior college environment and point in my life was huge for me.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of why I've been so excited to come back to this level. And this is where I find my passion, is helping junior college athletes that transition from high school to the next level. It's huge, and our role in that development is something I'm really passionate and excited about always. After I stopped playing, I really just went to school at UCLA. Kind of had some interest playing at the 4-year, but it just kind of came to a point where I had to make a decision, and I just decided to continue going on to school and kind of leave the basketball to the side. Graduated with a math degree, surprisingly, and then once I graduated, I just kind of had this urge to stick with hoops somehow, and a perfect opportunity came along. Pacific Union College, an NIA school, probably about an hour from here. My former assistant coach at Mendocino College got the head coaching job over there, and I think I was one of the first people he reached out to. And just from then, it's a low-paying job, but the grind was just something that I was super excited about getting into. So in my first year out of graduating, I was the lead assistant at a university pretty much. And just from there, the grind is something you get attracted to, and just kind of never stopped from there. Right after I did a year at Pacific Union, I came over here straight to Solano, and since then, been here 3 years and just keep going after it.
That's super cool because I feel like that's kind of how I viewed myself. I've kind of just let basketball go when it turns to playing, but I want to get into things like that too, and that's why I'm in this program, is get into this kind of the inside of it and the outside of it as well. But for you, what is the process that you're going through right now, because you are the new head coach and there's new responsibilities? What is the process for you in terms of building the team and building the scheme around new players and basically a new regime of basketball that is going to be played, because we just lost Justice Wilson, and he's probably he is the greatest scorer for Solano. And how have you taken the process of building the team? What is your mindset building the team?
Yeah, for sure. Me and Coach Nagel, he mentored me the last 3 years, so we see eye to eye on and align ourselves on a lot of things. More specifically, off the court, everything that he's built over the last 20 years here, just kind of through the community, through academic side of stuff, the reputation on campus, hoping to continue that, success off the court. And on the court, I mean, obviously losing a big-time scorer, the second leading scorer in the state, 1,000-point score, all that kind of stuff. It's a big hit to offense for sure. But we're also returning, a couple guys that were 10-point per game scorers. We've got a lot of interest in the recruiting process so far. I think a few transfers coming in. So, yeah, really excited about who we're bringing in right now. I think, obviously, the scoring load might not be as top-heavy, but I think we do have a lot of, potential candidates to fill in some buckets.
What is going to be your main focus kind of this upcoming season in terms of the way you play, the way the culture will be set? Because it's going to have to be different because the scoring load, like you said, is going to be different. So whether that be more defense, more physical, what will that culture be like for you guys?
Yeah, and I think, having a dynamic score like last year, we were able to change the pace and slow it down a little bit, keep the ball in hands and stuff like that. But this year and moving forward, I think we're really just trying to shift the pace, play fast.
Yeah.
My first couple years here, we one of the top teams in the state in pace. We literally ran it, 80, 85 points a game or something like that.
Yeah.
So again, back to that, where we had a lot of possessions, play to the statistics, shooting a lot of threes, getting to the rim, all that kind of stuff. And we're gonna have a pretty good personnel, I think, for that. So, and I think moving forward as well. Defensively too, I think just a lot of pressure, speeding the game up to make it our advantage, I think.
And for us on the broadcast, I mean, probably the people who are watching probably watched a lot of the broadcast, and we were very critical of the rebounding intensity kind of for the team that we saw at home. Like, there was games we lost where we were better than them, and then it kind of just fell out of our hands because of the size difference. And how have you guys kind of viewed that in the off season in the recruiting standpoint?
Yeah, I think historically we've been able to get some really good guards, especially locally.
Yeah.
Top talent guards locally, but we've never been able to get those top talent guys that have size.
Yeah.
And I think that's been our main focus this off season, since we have some good returning guards. We have a few guys coming in a lot bigger than we had this year, probably a lot bigger than we've had in the program. Poff always jokes with me that I bring in like the 2 tallest guys he's ever seen on recruiting visits. So just really excited about who we're bringing in. And I think that's been a huge emphasis of our recruiting, is kind of the rebounding and the defensive presence down there.
So you mentioned the pace.
Yeah.
What does that look like? So is that grab and rebound and that's running? Is that that's immediately what you think of as the fast break, or is the pace kind of a lot of half court pace and a lot of motion offense? What does that look like for you guys?
Yeah, and I think in my offensive philosophy, transition doesn't really defer in the half court.
Yeah.
Like, once we're playing fast, we play fast the whole way. Whether we have 2-3 guys that can get a rebound and go, no matter what it is, we just want to get that advantage and keep it. And whatever it is, we're just playing fast. And in the half court, the flow should connect almost from transition and make it look like one big action instead of fast and then slow. So that's really what we're shooting for, is just to make some quick decisions and play fast.
I like that philosophy. I like that a lot because it's very new era basketball. You just said play the statistics. So how important is the three-point game for your offense right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think last year we shot about 30 threes a game, which is pretty high.
Yeah.
We're hoping to even probably push that a little higher to 35 this next year. Just the analytics, you see it in the NBA. It's probably the biggest topic. It's getting there in college now. It's really just pushing for a lot of threes and either three or the rim. We haven't gone that far to take away the mid-range or nothing like that.
For sure.
But I think just a big push to include more threes and make that more of a priority in scoring.
So far, how has the off-season work been for you guys as a team? And you might not even have your full roster yet. How has that been to see who can do what, and how has the evaluation process been?
Yeah, I mean, I tell the guys, this is your chance to get ahead before potential recruits come in the summer or fall.
Yeah.
So they've been working really hard. I think we have a consistent group of about 12 to 14 guys right now, just working really hard every day. We don't get too much into team philosophy yet and all that. We're just really more player development focused. That's what I see junior college is about, making them develop, giving them that opportunity, more so for the next level. So we're really just utilizing that right now. A lot of shots, a lot of skill development, all that kind of stuff.
And what has been the culture you've been setting off the court and the kind of emotions that you want your guys to have and the way they carry themselves? How do you want your team to carry themselves?
Yeah, I mean, in the community, in the college, we want to, have some respect for everybody and, be valuable members here as well. But on the court, we want to be competitive, fierce, pretty much just give it all you can. That's kind of the mentality we're going for is just, leave it all on the court and everything you got, and put it out there.
What mindset do your players have right now? How much work have you been saying they put in so much work? So the fierce mentality, we saw that a lot by Jeremiah last year.
Oh yeah,
and that was the spark plug for kind of everybody. He was like the Draymond Green for your team. How much of an emphasis is that going to be for the next guys coming up? Because you need someone like that. You need an enforcer kind of guy like that.
Yeah.
How much has that come into play for you guys right now?
Yeah, I mean, right now, again, we're kind of still in just the skill development phase. Come summer, come fall, that's when we're for sure start implementing that culture. But yeah, I mean, that's going to be a big thing. Is just, I mean, Jeremiah, for an example, he put it on the line every game, did all the little stuff, dove on every loose ball, won 50-50 balls, and that's kind of the mentality we hope everybody has. And it's not just something you snap a finger and it happens. It takes a lot of work, and it just pretty much comes down to how much passion you have for playing the game.
Now, for you, for the staff part of it, did you build your own staff, or did you kind of bring the same staff along? How has that been? Because I know there's different tweaks you have to make. How has that been? What is that looking like?
We're in the process of finishing up the staff, bringing on a couple people from last year as well, and seems like we're going to be adding a couple new faces from the area. Don't want to get too specific on that, but some well-respected coaches, high school, AU, all that kind of stuff from the area.
Now, for you, this is more broad. What has been? First of all, who is your favorite NBA team?
76ers, sadly.
76ers, really?
Yeah.
Who is your favorite player to ever play the game?
To ever play the games, Allen Iverson. That's what made me a Sixer fan. Yeah.
That's fine. So I thank you for coming on to
Of course.
On Campus. This has been another episode of On Campus. I've been your host, Mason Flores. Diego Reyes, everybody. Your new men's basketball coach. Thank you for joining me.
Appreciate it.
Hi, my name is Eric Visser. I'm in my 5th year as the Athletic Director of Solano College. To experience community college and its mission has been an outstanding experience. Solano College has a very rich tradition in intercollegiate athletics dating back to 1947. I'm very proud to communicate that rich tradition is still being continued with fine young men and women that represent Solano College on and off the court. In the fall we have the volleyball program. We have a very successful women's soccer program. We have both men's and women's basketball. And then we transition to 4 programs: baseball, of softball, men's women's tennis, and men's and women's swimming. It is our mission to excel our programs and our student athletes in academics. All of our student athletes are committed to give back to the community. And we would invite you to be a part of Solano College Athletics by visiting our website www.solanoathletics.com, and you feel a warm welcome at Solano.